So the good thing is that we have to strengthen the accountability structures and mechanisms that as youth tunajitokeza, tunahesabika. We must play a part. And one of the things I will address more is a bit of apathy among the youth and disengagement. Because how many of you have heard the youth saying that tumewachana na hii serikali mpaka 2027? I will never vote again. It happens, isn't it? People are saying we are disengaged. But you see, by you being disengaged, you are doing a disservice to yourself. Because you can only address issues by being actively engaged. So I think I like the forum that the youth can be actively engaged, and we address the apathy and disengagement of the youth with the government. Therefore, part of the areas that we have to keenly address is one of them is the budget process and utilization of resources. Because budget is the only tool that the government has to implement policies. So if we are disengaged from the budget process, and not only the prioritization, but also the tracking, the implementation of the budget, so that we don't just end up what Lillian said by participating and saying these are the projects we want. We have to move further and say, are they done in the right way? And are they benefiting people the way they ought to have benefited the people? Because if we don't address that, then there will be no meaningful change which we are looking through the development. So I think one of the biggest challenges is we must ensure that as youth, we participate not only in the prioritization of the project, but also the implementation of the projects and also the monitoring of the projects. So that you can even get to the field and say, these are the projects that are being done there. What impact is it having on the people, on the communities? And I know there are a lot of tools that we can have through this. The social audits, Lillian knows about this. Social audit, community public expenditure tracking, surveys, engagement with the communities, and saying, are the benefits getting to the right people? Because if you don't address that, it will still be another budget spent. It will be another box that has been ticked. We wanted 2 million for youth, it has been spent. But what is the outcome? What is the benefit? How many youths are benefiting? How many youths are being empowered? So I think you have a big opportunity to say, even the good programs with Charles and the youth, and we say, these are the Ujuzi Teketeke graduates that are there. But how many of those graduates are even getting to employ other people? That starts to become an impact. So as a youth, I think collectively we have an opportunity to participate in the budgeting process, and not only in giving priorities, but also tracking the implementation. And the big challenge is that you must come out and participate. So that in the budget, there are projects that are dedicated for the youth. You can reflect in your own ward whether there is actually a project that is for the youth. We have 39 million per ward. How many of that money as a youth project that is driven, managed, and benefits the youth? So I think the challenge will be, as we build up to this coming budget, we must build a momentum where we have projects by the youth and benefiting the youth out of the allocation that is happening. And this will only happen if we participate in the budgeting process. Sometimes we only look at the budget. We also don't look at the revenue. Because we can also play a bigger role and say, where will the monies come from? For example, the budget we have, 13% of the budget is from the on-source revenue, the one we collect. 13 out of 100 shillings. So it means if you have a bursary of 5 million, over 600,000 is from the local revenue that we collect. So if in a ward we don't collect all the revenues, where will we get the monies for the bursary? Where will we get the monies for the roads? The monies for the Ligi Mashinani? It means we will keep on postponing projects to the next year. So even as we champion the budget, we must also champion the revenue. And also keep track and say, in this market, how much revenue is generated here. So that during participation, we are able to say, this market generates this amount of revenue. So we also deserve to have a project in this market. But who will benefit from the projects? It is us, isn't it? It's us who are doing all this business. So we have to look at both ends, both the budget and the revenue. And I know most of the times we are so much on the budget and we forget the revenue. But we must understand that it's the revenue that feeds the budget because it has to balance. So I think as a way of introduction, that is what we will want to put forth. But more important and importantly is our role to participate. We must come out and participate.
Thank you.